Hello everyone, so it has been such a long time since I've sat down and filmed a video. I feel like it's been about 3 weeks. It was half term for Brooke, so she was off for 2 weeks and I worked pretty much every single day apart from a couple here and there where I was off and Brooke was off and John was off, so we were all kind of doing stuff together. But I have decided that I am going to kind of just cut back a little bit on the hours that I'm doing at work. I do feel like I'm under a little bit of pressure at the moment, and I want to give myself a little bit more time to do like YouTube and things like that. So I'm not exactly sure what my new schedule is going to be, just because I feel like when I try and create a new schedule it just gets a bit much. So for the moment, uploads will kind of just be as and when I film it, edit and upload it kind of thing. But I'm really excited to get back into it. I've got a lot of new things that I'm going to be filming as well that I'm ready to film. I thought I would come back and do a haul. I recently have been doing just a little bit of research on like supplements when it comes to weight training. And I know that there's a lot of like protein powder suppliers that people talk about on Instagram. But I didn't want to go for something like that just because I feel like they are very heavily like sponsored and things like that, and I just wanted to kind of try and find a brand sort of on my own. And one brand that my dad has used in the past for protein powders and other things is My Protein. I did pick up quite a few things from the website. I sort of watched a couple of videos on supplements just to see the sort of things that I wanted to get. I do have some protein powder which I've been kind of on and off using, which is from My Protein, and it's in the flavour I think strawberries and cream, and it is really nice. So I figured I'd just keep with the brand and just try out a couple of things of my own. I'll explain what I understand of the supplements as I kind of show you. I only got a couple, and then I've got some like accessories as well. If you are someone who is doing a lot of weight training and you're trying to lose weight, these kind of things are not going to be something that really makes your routine good. It's just almost something that just makes something good a little bit better. So I'm not expecting them to make a huge difference, but for me personally, I can see some of the benefits and I can understand why a lot of people do use them. I will show you what I got. There was a couple of like leaflets in here for some free bits and bobs. I'm guessing that they just put that in. One of the things that I love about the website is that you can pick up some like samples, and these were probably like less than a couple of pounds. If you wanted to try the protein powders but you wasn't sure what flavour, they do so many different flavours, like it's almost overwhelming to try and pick one. And John really likes like protein shakes, especially if he's in a bit of a hurry and he just wants like a meal replacement, because these are like meal replacements. They do tend to have a lot of calories in, and especially because you mix it with milk, they are very filling. So I picked up 2 of these for John just so that he could give them a go. And I got the chocolate smooth flavour and the vanilla flavour because they're the 2 flavours that he tends to like. But if you are someone who is wanting to try things like that, then it is a good way of getting into it. And, you know, because then you don't want to buy like a massive pack of a flavour that you might not like, because sometimes you will find that their chocolate might be a bit different to another brand's chocolate. And then I picked up 2 different supplements because I've already got the protein powder. There are loads of different supplements you can get like your omega-5 or omega-3, whatever it is. You know, you can get a lot of things that are tailored more for women, but I really just wanted to keep it a little bit simple. And there's 2 kind of things that I feel like a lot of people tend to use and tend to, you know, speak quite highly of, and one of them is a pre-workout. I don't know a huge amount about pre-workouts, but I know that a lot of people do use them just to kind of give them a boost of energy before they're about to work out and just kind of prep them for it. I got mine in the blue raspberry flavour because that was probably one of the only flavours that really seemed to grab my attention. A couple of things that I have heard people say about this is that if you're not used to taking something like this, when you first take it, you should be really careful with how much you have, just because it is quite strong in terms of like caffeine and things like that. My dad has also said to me, because we tend to work out at like 9 o'clock at night, which I'll get onto in a minute, is that you'll find yourself going to bed and literally not being able to sleep. So I am going to be very careful when I take this. I think I'm just going to start off with half a scoop. And I have also heard a lot of people say that it can make your skin quite itchy. So I'm going to give this one a go. You can get loads of different ones, but I do think that this brand is quite a well-known and good brand in terms of like the fitness industry. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a go, and what I'm gonna do is once I can get back into doing like my vlogs and things like that, I'm gonna vlog a week where I'm not using any of these stuff whatsoever, and then I'll do a week where I am using it, and I want to make sure that the weeks are consistent in terms of what I'm doing, just to see how much of a difference it makes. If it obviously has a complete negative side effect on me, then you know, I'll stop using them. If it doesn't make a huge amount of difference, then I'll finish using them, but I probably won't repurchase them. But if I do see even a slight change, or I feel like it does make me feel a lot better, it makes me feel a lot more energetic, then I probably will carry on taking it. But I am, at the moment, it's just kind of a trial thing. And then the other supplement I picked up was BCAAs. The one major problem I tend to have is getting enough protein into my diet. Obviously, protein is very important in terms of growing your muscles. When you exercise, your muscles kind of tear, and that's why you feel a lot of pain and your muscles get really sore. And from my understanding is that basically what you want them to do is kind of tear and get bigger, but when they repair, they just kind of repair sort of growing. But obviously you need to feed your muscles with the nutrients that it needs, and amino acids are kind of come hand in hand with muscle growth. So these are something that I plan on taking or having whilst I'm working out, just to kind of help with my amino acid levels. Like I said, I really struggle getting protein into my diet, and I was talking to my dad about this, and he did say that these are something that people have said, if you are one of the people that struggles with protein, then these are a good thing to include. I am working on trying to include protein, but as I mentioned before, I'm not a massive meat eater. I'm trying to kind of put more eggs into my diet, because that is obviously a really good way of getting protein. But I just really struggle when it comes to meat. I'm just not a huge fan, especially with things like beef. I really do not like beef. So yeah, I do struggle with stuff like that. So I am more looking forward to having these, just because I have had a lot of people say that whilst you're drinking them, whilst you're working out, it does kind of make you feel a lot better. It helps with the recovery as well. So yeah, I also got these in the blue raspberry flavour as well. I just figured I'd get them both in the same flavour. So I'm really excited to try these. I think some people do kind of just drink these throughout the day. As I said, I will just have these whilst I'm working out. I picked up a few accessories. I wanted to get like a proper sports drinking bowl, because one problem that I used to have in the gym is that when I was working out on the treadmill, I'd have to pause the treadmill to get my bottle, because it was one that had like a screw top, and then drink it, and it was just a little bit of a mess, and I'd always spill it. Whereas this is something that you can kind of like just pull with your teeth, drink it, and then just put it down. It's also nice and big. You can fit almost 3/4 of a litre in here, so plenty of water to keep me hydrated throughout my workout, because that's another problem I had. My bottle was really small, and I was finding myself having to refill it at least 2 times during a workout, whereas I feel like this is perfect. And it'll be really easy for me to just fill up with water, pop some of these in, give it a shake, and then I'll be good to go during my workout. And I also just find that if you do have like powders that you're mixing with stuff like this, it just kind of helps it not all come out in bits. So yeah, that was just one of the bottles I picked up. I also picked up a little mini shaker bottle. I've got a couple of big ones for like protein powder, but I wanted a little one just to put some of the pre-workout in, just so I can quickly drink it and then go, because you don't tend to have like a massive drink with the pre-workout anyway. It does have one of these springs inside just to help stir it, but I just figured it would be quick and easy if I'm on the go. You are supposed to have this probably about half an hour before you work out. So for me, I'd have to probably take it with me when I go to work out, because I don't tend to go to my parents and then work out straight away. I tend to be there for a little while before we actually get started. And then the last thing I picked up was a tower. And for me, this is perfect because it's got 3 compartments. So I could put in some pre-workout, some BCAAs, and then some protein powder in. And then I would be good to go. So yeah, because obviously you don't want to be mixing it and leaving it for ages. You want to mix it and then drink it straight away. And this is just a lot easier to sort of carry around. So yeah, so that was everything I picked up from my protein. I'm super excited to try this stuff out. I've had it for quite a while, and I've just not had a chance to film this haul, and I didn't want to use it until I have shown you what I've got. So I will definitely keep you up to date with how all these things are. Just a quick kind of update on what's been going on in terms of like my weight loss. I have really struggled lately to see my weight on the scales actually go down, and it has kind of been getting to me on one side, but then on the other side I know that there could be a million reasons as to why that's happening to me. I definitely feel like I'm losing weight, and I feel like people, you know, say I look like I've lost a little bit more weight, and measuring myself and the way my clothes feel. So it's obviously frustrating, but you know, I think it's important to pay attention to how you feel and not just what the scales say, because obviously you could have two people that weigh the exact same weight but look completely different. That's definitely been something that's a little bit frustrating. Obviously the last couple of weeks in terms of eating have been incredibly difficult, just purely for the fact that I have been working so much, and I have mentioned that when it comes to like meal prepping, I really struggle to do stuff like that. So I've been trying my best. In terms of like the kind of diet I'm focusing on at the moment, I've just gone back to sort of basic calorie counting. I just think that's the easiest way to go about things. Obviously, things like sugar you really want to avoid. For me personally, I'm just trying to pay attention to how many carbs I'm eating, but not obsessing over it. I obviously want to include them in my diet, but it's really important not to have a huge amount. And then in terms of training I'm doing, that has changed dramatically, and I'm already noticing dramatic differences in it. I will go in a lot more depth into that, but just to kind of briefly tell you the kind of things that you're going to be seeing. I've started training with my dad in his gym in my mum and dad's garage, and the way we train and how heavy we lift and things like that have been completely different to what I was doing when I was going to the gym myself. So because we've been doing that, and he said that he would film stuff for me once I get settled into the routine and I know exactly what I'm doing and things like that. So I have done all the different workouts that he's kind of planned for me. So I will be doing some kind of workout routines in the next couple of weeks, which I'm really excited about. I feel like it has made me realise exactly what I was doing and exactly what I feel like a lot of other people do. So it is something you have to be very careful about. But pretty much 99% of these workouts you can do at home with just a couple of hand weights. Just some of them might be slightly awkward just because the fact that we have a bench, and that obviously helps us be in the right position and things like that. But I can show you everything and explain exactly what workout I'm doing, why I'm doing it, what kind of muscle it's hitting and all that kind of stuff. I want to go really in depth and really show you exactly what I'm doing and the results it's getting me. At the moment, I both absolutely love and absolutely hate it. I have never been in so much pain in my entire life, and it's like the best and the worst thing. I am really excited to be sharing more of that, and obviously getting back into my normal routine. I have got some makeup videos that I want to film as well. I've really missed filming videos like that. I just feel like I haven't had any sort of daylight time whatsoever to film stuff. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you've ever tried any of these supplements from My Protein or any other brands, then just let me know. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!